Kaley Cuoco might finally have her real Big Bang Theory replacement with returning murder mystery show. Kaley Cuoco has never really left the spotlight since The Big Bang Theory wrapped its 12-season run in 2019. But despite a string of projects, including the acclaimed The Flight Attendant and based on a true story, nothing has quite matched the cultural saturation, fandom devotion, and career-defining magnitude of her time as Penny on the CBS juggernaut. That may be about to change. With Peacock officially greenlighting Season 2 of Based on a True Story, the odds of Cuoco finally finding a true successor to The Big Bang Theory, something both tonally different yet equally defining, are stronger than ever. The murder mystery satire didn't just give Cuoco a juicy, layered role. It handed her something Big Bang never quite could, the chance to flex both her comedic timing and her underutilized flair for dark, biting irony. And in an era where true crime obsession has become a cultural cornerstone, Based on a True Story hits all the right notes. Life after Penny, a tricky career transition. Many actors who star in long-running sitcoms find themselves pigeonholed, whether they like it or not. Cuoco's 12 years as Penny made her a household name, but it also threatened to typecast her as the cute, sarcastic neighbor forever trading barbs with Sheldon. Despite Penny's evolution throughout the series, Cuoco knew she had to pivot hard post-Big Bang, and she did. Her first major leap into post-sitcom territory came with HBO Max's The Flight Attendant, which earned her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. The thriller-drama hybrid was a bold departure, and it worked, at least in terms of critical acclaim. But it was a dense, emotionally fraught show, and Cuoco herself admitted it took a lot out of her. By Season 2, its tone grew darker and more experimental, alienating some fans and seemingly burning Cuoco out in the process. Then came Based on a True Story, and with it, a more balanced evolution of her post-Big Bang career. What makes Based on a True Story work? At its core, Based on a True Story is a satire, a darkly comic take on America's obsession with true crime podcasts, serial killer celebrity culture, and suburban ennui. Cuoco plays Ava Bartlett, a real estate agent and expectant mother who, alongside her plumber husband Nathan played by Chris Messina, stumbles into the opportunity of a lifetime, turning a suspected serial killer into the star of their very own true crime podcast, while keeping his identity secret. The concept is undeniably meta and timely. But more than that, it's the kind of premise that allows Cuoco to be funny, sharp, vulnerable, and just a little unhinged all at once. Ava isn't a hero. She's morally compromised, self-interested, and ambitious to a fault. That complexity allows Cuoco to play in a different sandbox than she ever did as Penny. This isn't just a grown-up role, it's a role that delights in ambiguity. Critics responded well to Season 1, praising Cuoco and Messina's chemistry, the show's sly commentary on true crime consumption, and its ability to blend suburban banality with real suspense. It was a sleeper hit in the best sense of the word, quietly amassing a loyal fanbase that resonated with its genre mashup approach. Penny vs. Ava, a tale of two Kaleys. The appeal of Penny was in her relatability and charm. She was the everywoman, a foil to the socially awkward geniuses around her, bringing warmth, humor, and a dose of common sense. Penny grew over the years, she matured, changed careers, and eventually married Leonard, but she was always rooted in a kind of sitcom simplicity. We laughed with her, not because she was outrageous or absurd, but because she was us. Ava Bartlett, on the other hand, is someone we watch with morbid fascination. She's driven by desperation and a desire for relevance, teetering on the edge of moral collapse. That's what makes her fascinating. Penny was the girl next door. Ava is the woman on the verge of turning her neighbor into content. This shift is critical to understanding why Based on a True Story might be Cuoco's truest post-Big Bang success. Rather than trying to recapture Penny's essence, Cuoco has embraced a character who is her antithesis, a woman shaped not by optimism, but by cynicism and chaos. In a media landscape increasingly drawn to the morally gray, Ava might be exactly the kind of role audiences want to see from Cuoco now. Season 2, high stakes and higher expectations. With Season 2 officially moving forward, the stakes are higher than ever, not just for Ava and Nathan as characters, but for Cuoco as an actor and producer. Season 1 ended on a cliffhanger, with the couple's precarious arrangement with the West Side Ripper spiraling out of control. There are so many places the story could go, and that creative freedom is part of what makes the show so compelling. Moreover, Season 2 has the chance to evolve into something even bigger. With the right plot twists, guest stars, and genre escalation, Based on a True Story could move from cult favorite to pop culture phenomenon. And that's the kind of growth trajectory that made The Big Bang Theory into a monolith. The serialized format also gives Cuoco something she didn't quite get with The Flight Attendant, Breathing Room, where the flight attendant demanded constant intensity and emotional unraveling. Based on a True Story balances its drama with levity, satire, and real-world resonance. It lets Cuoco be both lead and ensemble player, both comedy queen and dramatic anchor. And that balance is key. The changing landscape of TV and Kaley's place in it. We're no longer in the era of the traditional sitcom. TV has evolved, and so has audience taste. Instead of multi-cam laugh tracks, we now gravitate towards single-camera dramedies, hybrids that blend genre and tone in unpredictable ways. Cuoco, whether consciously or intuitively, has embraced this change. She's also stepped behind the camera more often, taking on producing roles that give her control over her projects. Based on a True Story isn't just a storing vehicle, it's a creative one. And if the second season builds on the narrative momentum and sharp commentary of the first, it could become one of those rare shows that defines a second phase in an actor's career. Think of how Breaking Bad elevated Bryan Cranston beyond his Malcolm in the Middle roots. Or how The Morning Show gave Jennifer Aniston a new dramatic platform post-Friends. Cuoco could be on that same path now, with Based on a True Story as her new North Star. What Season 2 needs to seal the deal? To truly establish Based on a True Story as Cuoco's big replacement vehicle for The Big Bang Theory, Season 2 needs to expand and deepen. The satire should get sharper. The stakes should escalate. And the supporting cast, already strong, should be given even more room to complicate Ava and Nathan's world. The show could also benefit from exploring the broader implications of America's commodification of true crime. What happens when the public finds out about the Bartlett secret? Could they become celebrities for turning a killer into content? What does it mean to profit off horror? These are the kinds of questions that could elevate Based on a True Story from clever concept to searing cultural critique, and Cuoco, as a performer, is more than capable of handling that complexity. After all, Penny may have been her breakout role, but Ava might be the one that solidifies her legacy. Final thoughts. Kaley Cuoco's second act is just beginning. It's tempting to measure everything Kaley Cuoco does against The Big Bang Theory. That show wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon, the kind that rarely comes along twice in one career. But Based on a True Story doesn't need to be another Big Bang. It just needs to be her show in a way that feels authentic, fresh, and built for the world we live in now. Cuoco has already proven she's more than just pay.